You are live.
Nice.
Nice. So welcome everybody who's already watching. This is our first ever YouTube live stream. We've done let's turn that off. Yeah, just push it.
Gijs has one of these fancy new MacBooks, and I don't know how that works.
I heard myself back on my own laptop, and so it is one of our first YouTube live stream. We've done a couple before on Facebook.
Yeah,
but that's been a while, and we spontaneously thought, let's do a live stream here because we don't have anything to do, basically.
Yeah.
And
so we already have 2 questions actually.
Okay.
Favorite snacks for shooting and training? Everybody in the east of the Netherlands eats
broodje bal.
Broodje bal, which is basically minced meat, like a meatball on a bun with some peanut sauce, I guess.
Yeah.
Typically.
I had that today actually for lunch. It was in our sports restaurant, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, but for shooting a competition or for training, I would say that you should probably stick with some nuts or maybe a banana or 2.
Yeah.
And don't eat a lot at once, and just
and don't eat too much sugar.
No, don't eat sugar or you can eat sugar, but small doses.
Yeah.
Try to not eat too much, and dose the bits, and try to not have sugar peaks, but try to keep your concentration level in balance.
So carrots will do, just like vegetable snacks. We sometimes have like carrots or cucumbers during training.
Yeah,
that's whatever you like.
I very much dislike carrots, so I basically never eat carrots. Yeah, but just it doesn't matter that much. It doesn't matter that much if you what you eat, as long as you eat little bits and not a whole lot at once. Okay, apparently we need to clap our hands.
There you go. Yeah, that's Kristen in the background.
Yeah, Kristen is flexing, as one does. How long will the broadcast last? We have no idea. This is a spontaneous broadcast, and we're just gonna wing it and see if people are interested in this or not. And it's pretty much our first time doing this. So.
Yeah. So we have a couple of things to talk about.
Yeah.
We have for later
in the evening
this box, which we are gonna unbox. There's supposed to be Simon Fairweather tabs in there.
Finger tabs.
The new ones, so that's super cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. Do you train yourself every day?
Okay.
I suppose training myself or just training in general. Yeah, I try to train every day, but not this week because I've had sinusitis, apparently. I had pain in my head, basically. And that kept me from training. So I didn't shoot that much this week, but typically I try to shoot every day.
And then, like, do you train yourself? We have coaches around, but in the end, you should get like an insight in your own shooting. So you're trying to do as much as possible yourself, with the help of coaches, of course. You were in Russia. How do you feel about her? How do you feel about Russia?
I didn't know Russia was a woman, but she's.
Is that a thing that you call like countries as a her or she?
I have no idea.
I've heard that about ships.
Yeah, but
never about a country.
I don't know. I feel like
Russia's more a him.
Yeah, look that up. This is gonna be like.
Russia's definitely more a him than a her.
In any case, I thought Russia was pretty nice, and I enjoyed being there. But it certainly did help that it went well and that I had a good result. Oh, the questions are rolling in right now.
All right.
What's your thoughts on the new Hoyt string tension technology? Well, as it happens, I have one of them right here. I am super happy with the color. I don't know if you can see it. The image quality is not the greatest, but I
It's
think
actually cool.
the blue color is freaking amazing. So I'm really happy with that. The string tension technology. Let's see if I can
Right
show
there.
this.
Right here, you have the blocks, and you have it on the smooth.
I have it on
setting,
the
right?
smooth setting. I have it on the smooth setting right now, basically because I have been a little sick, and I was thinking, well, maybe I should try the smooth setting and see how that works out. And I have to say, I do feel a difference, and I do feel that it's a little smoother than my other bow.
Yeah, so the standard setting on the Formula X, so on the previous year one, is the high performance setting, I think.
I think so.
So
Well,
the blocks.
I have one down here.
Actually, I have one down here. I have yours down here.
It's
Mine's all the way down.
so maybe
You
we
have the
can
original one.
put them together somehow.
Let's just see this. Keep like that.
Ooh, wow,
That's
I hate
that
that
set.
sound.
If you look at this, you see that the blocks on the XI are right here, on the back, and on the Formula X, they're here. So this is supposed to be the high performance setting.
Yeah, the performance setting, so to say. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much exactly the same as the performance setting, which means that it does, like, you can basically make your Formula X smoother. That's it.
I feel like it's a nice addition for archery in general. So you can tune a bit more, and you don't have to, for example, get other limbs. You can just set it with your riser, which is a nice thing.
Yeah.
How you did.
It's supposed to be not changing your setting as well, not changing your tune. So supposedly, if you have your bow tuned and you want to try a smoother setting, you just put the blocks in the smooth setting and not have to retune your whole bow, which is cool.
Yeah.
So I will be trying that, and I will be letting you know.
Here, what? How many times per month do you have physical? I think you mean physical training.
I hope so.
I hope so. Yeah, we have 2 physical strength trainings per week, every Monday, every Friday, and we do just exercises like squats, but also more like specific exercises for shoulder strength and coordination and balance.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I've been shooting for 11 months, and I've and had my own bow at 32 pounds draw at 28 inch. Would it be too early to update to the Hoyt Integra Grand Prix limp at 38 pounds?
I think this depends a bit. Is your bow at 32 pounds wound all the way up? Are the tiller bolts all the way in, or are they still out? If they're all the way in, I think you could get away with 6 pounds and then turning it all the way out so that you make the difference as small as possible. But it will still be a pretty large gap. So I'd be careful and first try it. Try to find somebody who shoots 38 pounds and try those first.
Also, because you're shooting for 11 months, it's maybe more important to think about your technique and improve that instead of going on the pounds.
Yeah.
Because that will not give you that much. It will maybe make it harder to actually do your right technique, and it will maybe come with injury, which you don't want.
Yeah.
Oh, my chat space is here. I'm thinking about getting a Fairweather tab myself.
Currently have a Cavalier.
What is so good about the Fairweather? We'll get back to that later.
I can do a quick one. I have my current tab here, the tab that I'm shooting at this moment. The good thing about the Fairweather tab is you can basically see it already. If I put it on, there is nothing uncomfortable about the tab. Everything is rounded. There's only one screw, and this doesn't have any sharp edges.
Oh.
So I'm super happy with this tab because it's the most comfortable tab that I have ever shot or tried. And
so people tend to say when they have a new tab, it fits like a glove.
Yeah.
But this one really does.
Yeah, this one actually feels like a glove. The first time I put it on, I didn't want to take it off because it felt comfortable.
I shot the Cavalier before I used the Fairweather one, and I have some chin going on here. And with the Cavalier, it was hard to kind of anchor, and it had these sharp edges. And with that one, I have no problems at all. Yeah. So for me, that was a good solution. But yeah, the Fairweather is super comfortable. Also, the finger spacer is from rubber, so it's solid but also soft to your fingers.
Yeah.
which is not
Yeah.
like
So for people who've never had a Fairweather tab in their hands and think this ring is hard, it's actually sort of a rubber kind of material, so it doesn't feel bad on your fingers, and the whole spacer is made out of this soft material, so it's a very soft to touch thing.
Sucks if it's probably expensive. It is like for a higher price, I think. Like, I don't know the exact price.
I don't think it's much more expensive than other high-end tabs.
No.
Obviously, you could get a cheaper tab than this, or than the what is it, the True Ball XL one, but I don't think it's a very weird price, especially if you look at all the effort that they put into it, and they make all the tabs themselves, and it's it's never cheap to make a product. So.
And like your tab is one of the contact points between you and your bow, and that's something you want to invest in actually.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the most important things in your shooting. Yeah. I had to go for a second. Could you go over my question again? What was your question? Because it will be us.
It's the draw weight.
Yeah, the draw weight one. So don't take too big steps. Try like a bow from someone else who shoots 38 pounds. Don't go like too fast.
If you're shooting for only 11 months, try to focus on technique first, and then go up in poundage, because technique will be easier to learn when you're shooting a lower poundage, and it's probably better for your shoulder as well.
Jaap has joined the party. Moderator. Jaap, you're now moderator. Congrats.
Yeah, you moved up in this world. Will you save this broadcast?
I think so. I think it's going to be.
I didn't know that was possible, but I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll try.
Yeah, if it's possible, we'll save it. And yeah.
Why is the color of the riser more orange?
Because the stuff they put in the anodizing path was blue and not orange.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, guys, that 90-meter record of yours was really impressive. Congrats, Chef. Thank you. Chef, why Formula and not Grand Prix?
Have you tried the Grand Prix versions the past few years? Yes, I have shot, or I haven't owned an Epic, but I've shot one, and I have shot the GMX before and the GPX. But every time I shoot a Grand Prix riser, I feel like it's missing some oomph, some like.
Some oomph.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Formula risers are so nice and direct and aggressive, and I haven't. Guys is playing with the microphone while I'm talking, so I haven't been able to find a Grand Prix riser that felt as good as the Formula risers that I've shot. So I don't see a reason to shoot a Grand Prix riser. That said, I will probably shoot an Exceed just to see what it's like and what it's about. But I think the chances of me switching to a Grand Prix riser are very small, because I've been getting some very good results with the Formula, and I can really feel what's going on with the current lineup.
Yes, I also feel like the Formula X, like, it's kind of been a game changer, because like past year there have been like super good scores with the Formula X. Like 690 wasn't a special thing anymore actually.
Yeah,
there's been a world record. You shot your personal best with it.
Yeah, I shot my 692 at the World Championships, which is a 5-point personal best from the years before, and I'm just very, very content and very pleased with the Formula X as a bow, and sometimes you get used to a bow and you sort of befriend it, and you know how to solve certain things, and how I don't know how you can solve a bad shot with a bow or a certain setup, and I feel like I'm onto something now, and it's very nice to have a bow that shoots as well.
Mm-hmm.
What is for you a minimal poundage OTF?
On the fingers.
Oh, on the fingers, to shoot 70 meters and be competitive.
I think anything 45, 46, like to be like let's say competitive in World Cup, like World Cup scene.
Let's put it this way: I think the Korean ladies shoot between 36 and 44 pounds. I know that's a wide range, but I'm not completely sure what they shoot exactly. But Kang Chae-young, she shot a 692 as well at the World Championships. I'd say that's pretty competitive, and I'm pretty sure she's not she's not very heavy poundage. So if you have a proper technique and if you really put the effort in, I think you could do with a little lower poundage. And for me, I'm shooting a higher poundage because simply put, I don't have as nice a technique as the average Korean. So for me, it's also like a problem solver, because my release is not as clean and I'm not as steady, but it's a good way of getting over that. But you have to make sure that you put all the effort in and you put the arrows in, and also do the physical training and have medical attention to make sure that you don't mess up your shoulder.
About that, what kind of shoulders exercise do you do during physical training sessions?
You're the physical boy.
I've been doing physical training a few more times than you.
This year, at least.
Just like, I don't know, man. Everything from like overhead pushes, so with like a weight, just overhead pushes, till like bench, what's that called? Bench press. Yeah, bench press, bench pull. So basically everything that you use your shoulders for.
Yeah.
Just try to get some coordination in. Don't try like too explosive sets or reps.
Yeah. So I think the technique and the control is more important here than getting high weights, because the high weights can, like, you'll get stronger in a certain movement, but the question is, does it really improve your shooting, or is it better to stay flexible and you have control in the muscles? I think if the muscles get bigger, you also vibrate more eventually. So I see that somebody's asking me to get a signed Hoyt shirt, and I understand that it would be nice to get signed stuff sent, but if I have to send people stuff that I sign every time they ask me, I'd be busy with that more than I am shooting. So it's very, like, I don't want to say no to everyone, and I don't want to say yes to everyone. So it's easier to not send anything than to pick certain people out. So I'm sorry, but I won't be sending any signed shirts to people.
When we're talking about shirts.
Yeah, we have been working on something,
and
maybe I can.
Can we give a sneak peek?
Yeah,
because that would be really cool. So we've been working on some shirts, Triple Trouble shirts, actually.
Yeah.
Let
us know in the chat. Is anybody up for Triple Trouble merch?
Yeah, just let us know. We've been thinking about shirts and some other like accessories, and we're really liking it to design the things. We just want to know if you're interested, actually. That's all we can say for now. I think don't want to promise too much because we're working on it.
Just a little sneak peek.
Shirts like these, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe like these are made from cotton, and we want to make like a bit more sports shirt, kinda ish.
Yeah. It's not gonna be just a cotton shirt like this. Even though this shirt's really nice, it's also an XL. So
it's an XL.
It's basically it's like a pajama shirt. I fit in it twice.
They're a bit too big, but
I'm pretty excited for the shirts that we're gonna make. It's gonna be a very nice and like nice tailored shirt. So
all right.
Yeah, I see some people are up for it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's see.
Yeah. What do you like to do when you're not training / working? So I'm doing. I've just started a new school thing. Kind of like a study, but not a full-time study. It's a part-time study. And I can just keep my mind off from shooting. I can educate myself. Actually, I do it at home, so it's like a home study. I can just sit on my laptop and do my study basically. So I don't have to go anywhere, which is super flexible. I can make my own schedule. And I can go shooting whenever I want. So that's super nice. That's what I do. Besides archery, for the rest, I try to put some time into Triple Trouble. And Chef is a big fan of photography.
Yeah, I like photography and anything that has to do with making photos and videos. it calms me down if I know that I can put my like creative mind at ease by making something. So I don't know if you guys have all watched it or seen it, but yesterday Jaap and I, we made a nice video about making a Fairweather tab out of wood.
I wasn't there, but when I saw the footage, I was jealous I wasn't there.
Yeah, so it was
so cool.
That stuff's just really fun to me. Obviously, Jaap is like a. I'm sorry, Kristen is throwing chocolate on them. Okay, guys,
More
fine.
hair. There's just chocolate.
Um,
I got a long hair when I told you.
so Jaap is a craftsman. I don't want to put feathers up his butt, but yeah, he's very good at making stuff, and it's it's super fun to see that, and I'm a big fan of making stuff, and it's nice that I can film it and make something nice out of it. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I was thinking about something.
Somebody is telling me that it's my club league tonight, but yeah, it's too much of a hassle tonight to drive back and forth, and I have other stuff to do. One of the things being this. So if I would be at my club right now, I wouldn't be able to make this video. So
that's true. Chef, what about you guys? Any oomph? So the difference I noticed between the Formula X and, well, I previously shot the Factor, is that the Formula X is like aiming way steadier. I think that's because like they moved the weight up to the buckets compared to the Factor. So it aims steadier and it's a bit more aggressive. So I would, I think we can say that I have also a bit more of a oomph.
Yeah. And I see somebody. I want to address this, but I see people, or actually one person I see ask, where is Steve and where's Mike? So even though we
your forehead.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm jumping ahead. I'm
right.
taking a leap. But Steve and Mike are not a part of this channel in the sense that like the channel is Gijs, me, and Jaap. So that's the triple in Triple Trouble at the moment. And Steve and Mike are helping us with videos every once in a while, and it's very nice that they do, and we're very grateful for that. But they're not a member or a part of the team. So yeah, you can stop asking where they are when they're not in a video, or because they're they just show up every once in a while, and we're happy that they want to do that. But all the work we put into the videos is us three.
Merch. Yeah. Can you maybe tell something about your schedule, or our schedule? So outdoor season finished, till tomorrow we have the nationals, but after that, like the outdoor season officially ended, and then we're gonna go into the indoor season on towards the Olympic Games next year.
So this indoor season will be very, very boring for me. I will not. I will pretty much not shoot indoor, and I think I won't go to Vegas. I won't go to Nîmes. I'll do Kings of Archery because it's around the corner, and I'll be talking about some stuff and having a seminar together with Steve.
Yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, go check that out if you're at Kings. We're going to be talking about how we're going to prepare for the Olympics and how we're going to plan on getting a medal there. But I think basically indoor is just a way to get through winter. And this winter I want to focus on my technique and to get the volume and the technique going. And indoor is just like a side thing. So I'll probably shoot nationals and Kings and not much more. So I won't be focusing on that.
Yeah. So for me, it's going to be a bit different because I want to get some more competition experience in. So I'm going to do some competitions, but nothing much. I think I'm just going to do local competitions and national competitions. I'm going to go to the GT Open, JVD Open. That's pretty much it. We have a training camp to South Africa coming up in December, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
And then in February, probably going to go again to South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to keep the safety meter training up. And that's it, actually.
Yeah.
Let's look through so many questions, guys.
Yeah. Where are you at?
I don't know. I skipped some.
Okay, let's see. Do either one of you want to switch to compound in the future as you get older? No.
I don't know.
For me, it's hard. No.
For me, it's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just want to have a career in recurve archery, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna like keep shooting for the rest of my life, just for fun.
Yeah.
Because I just enjoy shooting in general. But with what bow, only time will know.
Yeah, I think if every time I shoot compound, and I do this sometimes just for fun or as a way to train for competitions, but every time I have shot compound, it doesn't feel like I've actually shot. It feels like I've done something but not shoot. I think I miss the tingling sensation on the fingers, or like the effort you put in to get through the clicker, but
something's missing. Yeah, I feel like with compound it's more, well, for me, it's more of a struggle to actually get the release going off, and it's like it's fun to do, but after, let's say, 60 hours, I'm kind of getting bored.
Yeah.
But maybe if I put like more time in and I set goals for myself.
Yeah, if you have a goal to work for, maybe it's different, but I still don't think I will ever feel like compound is something that I want to do for the rest of the career, sort of. So there's an important question, a very important question to be exact. How much can guys eat in 1 hour?
Depends if I've eaten before.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter if guys has eaten before. He can always eat more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's just the situation that was going on.
A little known fact about guys.
Yeah, I can eat a lot. Even though I'm full, I can just kind of continue eating. I came in here and like about an hour ago, and Jeff and Kristen were eating pizza, and they couldn't finish it, and I had dinner, and I'm always in for some pizza, so I eat the rest of the pizza.
Yeah. So guys ate dinner, drove here, and then had second dinner basically. Yeah, two slices of pizza. Yeah. So there's this thing where if we go shoot and have lunch at the center, we'll have lunch, and everybody has like this platter where they put on food, and then afterwards you bring it to the dishing or the dishwashers, and then typically you bring away the plate and then go grab your bags and go to training. But we always bring our plates, and then guys goes into the restaurant. Always goes into the restaurant for like a second round of lunch. So yeah. Like I said, it doesn't matter if guys
exaggerated a bit, but like I like to just get like one more carpool.
one more of whatever you just said. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's skinny, so it's fine.
Yeah. So if you have any leftovers, you can send them.
We have a PO box. Any advice?
I love your videos. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's really nice to see like the appreciation from people. We also almost are hitting 8,000 subscribers.
Yeah. So anybody who is
super cool.
Anybody who is not subscribed yet
and watching now. What are you doing?
No, please subscribe, because it does help us, and the more subscribers we have, eventually the quality of content will get better, and we will be able to put more time into it.
Yeah, so, about that, getting better quality. This microphone was sent to us after we put up the video in which we basically asked for microphones, which was really helpful. We've gotten quite a lot of money for it, which we are super thankful for. And we're going to invest in the channel and give like good quality content back. I think it was already like seeable in the previous video that you made. It was super cool. It looked super awesome.
All the voiceovers that you've seen in the last couple of videos are pretty much made with this microphone, and it's very good quality. So let's see. Any advice for shooting Kings of Archery? And also it says, if you have Triple Trouble merch available in Eindhoven, I will get some. So, we are planning to get the merch out before Kings of Archery, so that you can order it and pick it up at Kings of Archery.
Yeah, so the things that we can't sell on Kings of Archery.
Yeah, we need to be a vendor to sell at Kings of Archery. Yeah. But if you order it online, we can give it to you at Kings of Archery. So if you're there, this is your chance.
Yeah, we will put the website up in hopefully 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's gonna cost, because next week we're gonna go to the
Dutch
shirt
Target.
maker, the Dutch Target.
Dutch Target will be making our shirts. So
Yeah.
if you don't know what or who Dutch Target is, Dean Albega, the photographer of World Archery, has a company himself, which is called the Dutch Target. It is pretty much just a multimedia company, but he is getting into shirt making and will be one of his first and hopefully biggest customers. So yeah, we hope
that's gonna be super cool.
Yeah,
I'm super stoked for that.
Let's see. How many arrows do you shoot in practice in a week or a month?
Somewhere in between 900 and 1500 per week.
Yeah.
The exact amounts from the collection.
I have no idea.
I've kind of written it down for a long time, but I don't do it anymore because it's just too much work, and I just like to shoot till I don't want anymore. And then I just go home when it's 100 arrows or 300 arrows, as long as it's fun.
Let's see. I just saw a question. How do you have a smoother release? Pretty much put as little tension in your hand as possible without letting go of the string before the release. So make sure that you have a very relaxed hand and wrist, and go by that, and try to practice it on black bill first.
And with maybe lowering the poundage of your bow
Yeah.
might help. So when you have like a lot of pounds in your fingers, you tend to kind of cramp up with your fingers. When you lower that poundage, it will relax more.
And I am by far not the nicest releasing top archer in the world, but sometimes you have to make do with what you have. So yeah, let's see.
Hi, Kristen from Ariana Santiago.
Hey.
Oh, my Siri is.
My head had
my Siri is now googling. I love your channel. I'm a casual archer shooting only recurve, Olympic recurve. Love watching you guys for tips, tricks, and advice. Keep up the good work, stay humble, and good luck with your next competition.
Thanks
very
a lot.
much. About advice, tips and tricks. We're looking. So last year we made this Technique Week series. So last week of 2018 we uploaded 7 videos for a week long about art, like recurve technique, and we're looking to do that again, but then for tuning. So let us know. What is this called? I was like,
okay. Let's see. You should shoot some Field of Indoor Gets Boring.
I was getting my story.
No,
no,
I was done.
Okay, I was done. So tune week. Are you up for that? Let us know.
Yeah, tuning week. That's the
Tune
idea.
week. Yeah.
1 episode every day for a week.
Mm-hmm.
It said, if you were not shooting full time, what career would you be doing, and what would you want to do? He has an answer to this. I don't.
I would like to be an airline pilot. I really love planes, basically.
I like planes.
I like planes. No, that's besides like making Olympics and getting an Olympic medal. I really like later after shooting. I want to be a pilot. I don't know why. I've been raised by it, and I think that's why.
And I would like to be a lumberjack, but I realized that there is no big careers to be or to be taken or to be made. So I don't know. Being a lumberjack sounds like a very romantic thing to me, but I would have to be a lumberjack, like a how do you say this?
I wasn't listening.
Ambachtelijk. What's ambachtelijk in
animation?
No, like
a craftsman.
Yeah, craftsman.
Like OG craftsman. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a guy that just has a chainsaw and a big bulldozer or whatever. I would want to go to remote places and do everything by hand. That sounds very cool, but I'm sure that in real life it's not that real.
We need your videos in the shooting in the heat was great and fun, but we need your video and shooting outdoors in the cold. We're gonna make that one. I'm gonna write it down right now.
Okay.
And I put it in the chat.
I can give you guys a summary of how to shoot in the cold. You don't. It sucks.
It's fun.
Let's see. What is the power of your bows? I shoot about between 50 and 55 pounds. It's not that precise. It depends on the time of year and my physical shape. Gijs is at 49, I guess, somewhere around that. Chef, how many years do you need to be in this form? I don't know. I have shot for
19 years.
20
You're shooting.
years.
You're shooting longer, like for a longer time than I'm actually old.
I've been shooting for longer than Gijs has lived.
Chef started archery before I actually got born.
So yeah, it took me 20 years, but it took Steve about 4. So it depends on the person.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not as good, so I need some more time. How many bows does each of you own? I saw you shooting barebow and a few others, so I guess you have a whole cabinet full of them. I can neither confirm or deny that, especially while having my girlfriend in the same room. I have never enough. Is it? How many bows you own? Never enough. That's the best. The best answer. Do you guys get paid to shoot? Actually, we do.
Mm-hmm.
We have a thing called an A status, which is basically funding from the Olympic governing body. That's because we as a team are in the top 8 of the world, and they think we deserve some funding to get as good as we can by only shooting. So we're full-time archers. Let's see, why Hoyt? Why not Win-a-Win or MK Korea? Because I've tried all 3 of them and I'm getting the best results with the Hoyt. And that doesn't mean that Hoyt is a better brand than a Win-a-Win or a better brand than MK. But for me, it fits the best. And even though I've tried other brands, I'm always getting better results with the Hoyt. And maybe it's because I'm used to it, but I see no reason to change and to get back at a certain level with a different brand. If this one is, there's nothing wrong with the one I'm shooting. And what about you?
I've never tried. Well, I've actually shot MK Korea like a long time ago. Never tried Win-a-Win, but for me it feels like Hoyt does the job, and my bad arrows are not the fault of my bow, but of me. And I feel like I can just grow shooting this bow. I like this bow that I have right now, and I feel no need to change up or test.
Yeah.
That's for later maybe. I like Hoyt so far.
Ideas for the channel: check out 2 Set Violin and then redo some of their challenges. I really like 2 Set Violin.
What is it?
It's like there's 2. I think they're Australian guys, and they finished like a music school, conservatorium. And they do challenges with the violin, and they react to other violin videos. And
Okay.
But they're very, very funny, and they're very good at playing violin. So it's I am a fan of them, and I follow them, and I think they have some good challenges, so we can definitely get some inspiration from there.
Right.
Somebody says shooting in the rain is fun as well, but it isn't, so I disagree with you. How many languages can each of you speak? 2.5.
Me too.
Yeah, like Dutch, English, and then there's like I speak a couple words of French and a couple words of Norwegian, and then some German.
So yeah, I speak like German. I actually got my graduation in German, but I don't feel like I actually speak it. I understand most of it. I speak English, Dutch, and for the rest a few words of French. Yeah.
Sure. No, that's what I already did. Did Mike's early release at the World Championship become a meme in the Dutch team? Here it's called doing a mic when your release goes off early. It's not really a meme, but we do make fun of him still, and it's very funny to us.
Chef brother Anami. Do you have a brother?
My brother is not here. Let's
She
see.
goes the worst. We once had a selection shoot in -10 degrees, which was fun. I remember you shooting 9 average, just like touched the 9 average, I think, and the rest of the team was way below the 9 average. It was in the start of 2018, I think.
Oh yeah, we did this selection. I think it was minus something, minus 4 or minus
4,
10?
5, 10, something like that.
It was -4, but
it felt like the wind was like bad.
Yeah, there was a very bad wind chill and terrible humidity, so it was super cold. And at one point, it just got annoying because it's like it hurts your
The
fingers.
fingers wouldn't open.
And they wouldn't open, so you were released like this. And
I remember like blood coming from under my nail bands.
Yeah.
Nail belts, what are they called?
it sucked.
Nail belts. These things.
No idea.
Let's see. How do you feel about fans asking photos? That's actually fun, and it's a way of it's a way of seeing that people recognize what you're doing, and it's it's nice that that people are interested in you as a person and as a shooter. But sometimes if you're on your way to something, or if you're trying to get into focus or whatever, it can be very
Intruding.
intruding maybe, or straining when you like I had to go to doping control after my match against Kim Woojin, and there was just this mob of Russian people, and it was very nice of them that they were cheering for me and they wanted to have autographs, but I really had to go to doping control, and my the chaperone that would bring me to the doping control was very upset with me because I was handing out autographs. So there's a time and a place for everything. So I told them that I would come back, and I eventually came back, and there were still a big group of people waiting, so that was very nice.
Are you shit you lost against Brady?
Yeah, I'm sad I lost against Brady, but I'm also being real about it, and I think it's normal to lose against Brady. I mean, I've shot 7 times against him right now, of which this year I've shot like 3 or 4 times against him. But like if you think about it, how many people have beat Brady this year? I can't think of any. So it's like if Brady is in top shape, it's very difficult to beat him, and it shows with the season he's had. And then the previous times, I think he was just at a later stage in his career than I was, and still am. So I think there's no shame in it, and obviously he has beaten me more than I have beaten him, which is 0. But it's just a matter of time, in my opinion. And I think if I just keep doing what I'm doing, I am improving more in my shooting than he is in his shooting. So I think our like improvement lines will meet at some point, and we'll see when that day is. But I feel confident that I'll get him someday. And there's no hard feelings between us. I think we can still have a good relationship, and we can have good conversations. So I don't hate him for it. It's just it's the game. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose.
It's only a game. Let's do just a few more questions and unbox the thing.
Yeah. So let's see.
You use line breaker arrows in order to stick. We talked about it today.
Yeah.
I personally like to shoot with the extents because I feel like fat arrows don't really suit my technique yet. Maybe I feel like I should focus on technique more. But Chef with his new setup and fat arrows is going to be super cool to see that going.
I won't do it this year.
Okay.
Because I am focusing on outdoors. Okay. So next year will be very nice. I'll be grabbing a little bit of a box.
Yeah. Let's pause the questions for now.
We can do. We can do them at the same time.
Yeah, we're gonna multitask. In my opinion, I'm really bad at multitasking.
But I'm not.
And
you can ask me the questions.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What we have here is a package from Simon Fairweather, Australia.
Always cut towards yourself.
Kind of disaster. Just get yourself now in front of the camera.
That would be a good meme. Somebody asked me about the fallen quiver.
I'm gonna create a meme out of it. That's coming up.
Yeah.
Need some time to edit it and find the best way to edit it. I have everything in HD quality, all the footage, and it's gonna be a meme probably. We'll be going to the JVD Open. So once again, on the JVD Open, we'll probably have Triple Trouble merch, shirts. Keep our social media, keep an eye on our social media because we're gonna tell you when you can. Stop it. We're gonna tell you when you can order stuff and let you know. So yeah, JVD Open is gonna be a possibility to buy Triple Trouble merch. Do you think talent really does something at a high level?
Yes.
Yes.
I
And in
think-
the high level, it's a combination of hard working and talent. So everyone in the high level has talent, and everyone worked hard. And there are people with a lot of talent who don't work hard. They don't make the top, I think, and people with less talent who work hard and they might not make the top.
I am
Just for promotional.
100% certain that this one is meant for Kristen. Yes! Because that was a small, and if I try to put on a small, it's never coming off
It's
my
gonna
body.
be ridiculous.
But this is medium. Fairweather Archery also has merch now, and it looks freaking awesome.
I tried it on. I've unboxed my package at home already, and the sweater is the best.
Oh, I'm stuck.
I really like the metal things on the end of the cord. They're handmade by Simon. They're from bronze. I don't know what.
I think it's silicon bronze.
Silicon bronze. They're handmade by Simon. They're super cool, and it's like the most premium merch you're ever gonna get, I think, from the archery event.
After ours.
After Triple Trouble.
I just got wet in my nose.
You
Just stuck to my nose.
It's stuck in your nose.
Yes.
Fuck.
Oh, be careful.
So
Which is better, Spider Fane's lightweight or the normal one? I don't know. The hat is cool too.
This one's nice.
so this is very cool. Fairweather now has little pouches with a zipper to put the stuff in. So
There you go. There's a tab. You have better light. I
how is this for an unboxing experience?
think that's the best unboxing experience you have from archery or tabs. Maybe
So
archery in general.
I'll put some stuff out on the table.
Catch. Good one. Let's put a knife away. It's quite sharp. I'll put it here.
Also a shirt with a nice logo. He's
It's-
soft.
It's super soft. It's brown. Brownish, I think.
Yeah.
With blue, light blue print.
So
I think
sounds
yeah,
cool. So this thing is really annoying.
just like clip and then just take it off easily.
So the tab is now packaged in one of these like nice like semi-hard pouches. You can press it, but it's a protective pouch. I think the idea behind it is that you can put your tab in it after you got it, and you can also, let's say you're flying out to a competition, you can put this in the pouch in your hand luggage, and you won't lose it if your baggage get lost. It's a real problem. Baggage can get lost in airlines, but
That's a good tip, I think, like a good pro tip. I think most of the team take one tab in their hand luggage and one tab in their normal bag or a normal archery case. So you always have at least your own tab by hand if you whether lose your archery case or your backpack.
So for the people of you who don't know how Fairweather tabs work, it's basically just pieces of leather, and then there's two plates. In between the two plates, there's like you sandwich the leather, and the plates have pins. I don't know if you can see it, but the plates have pins, and they sort of like fall into each other. And there's only one screw that's attaching all of it together. So as you can see, that's one plate on it, and then you sandwich it with the other one, and then you put a spacer on, which I will do now. Obviously, it's closed. Where's my knife? Did you steal my knife?
Yes. I'm reading one comment. Guys, don't be an airline pilot. Just take the PPL for
People.
fun. Big planes are boring, and as a profession, it's horrible. I think about that another way. I think I'm gonna be a pilot one day.
So some more stuff, some more questions.
Yeah, we have
Since
some.
I'm
Which let's slow it down a bit.
one screw, as you can see, and it's in the spacer, so you don't lose it while shipping.
Do you guys do scoring every day? That's an interesting one.
Nope.
Nope.
I don't score every day because I am in trainings. I am always trying to shoot not the worst shots I can, because that would be terrible. But I'm trying to see where shots go if I do something wrong. So I'm trying to find the extremities in my shot and working on those, and not necessarily on the scoring value. It's more of looking at where the arrows go. Yeah. This is the tab. Like, that was all the assembly you need to do. The spacer is made the size, so I'm using a size 20, which fits my finger perfectly. The reason that the spacers are not in the box with the tab is because the spacers are very personal. So there's 3 sheets of kangaroo leather, which will be they will be like ready to shoot after a couple hundred arrows without any issues. And yeah, I just think that there's no way you can really improve on this tab, since it's so nice and it's so smooth. And if you compare the new tab to the old tab, I've got a prototype metal plate, but it's very similar to the actual tab. If you compare it, you can see that the new one is much smoother.
Huh.
So it has a really nice finish.
The anchor plate is a bit larger compared to the old one.
Yeah.
It takes a bit more, but there's a solution for that.
Yeah. So if you don't like a large anchor plate or an anchor plate at all, they also provide you with a plate without an anchor plate at all. So you can swap out the plate for one without an anchor plate. So you can shoot it shelfless, which I think is a very
nice option.
very nice touch. And they both of the plates are included with every tab you get. So that's very good.
Yeah.
Let's see, do we have some interesting questions?
Is the Ethan Contour stabilizer a good stabilizer? I have no clue. I've never shot it.
I have tried them, and I think they're fine. I just couldn't get the feel out of my bow that I wanted to get. Somebody is asking, have you ever experimented with Carbon Express arrows? I shot Carbon Express for a couple of years because I couldn't find Easton arrows that had my spine. After a couple of years, Easton came out with the 350 and 325 spine X10, and then I switched back to Easton and never looked back, because I think their arrows are much more precise and consistent.
Interesting question here from Instagram. Have you ever wanted to quit archery?
Yes, but only briefly. I guess that raises some questions as well. I have thought of quitting archery after the Olympics. I shot. I had an existential crisis about why am I doing this and where is my life leading to, and I think it's a very healthy train of thought sometimes, but I figured out that archery is pretty much the best thing that ever happened in my life, and I would never wish for anything else to to ruin that sort of.
I haven't really thought about it yet. I think I've never been in a position to. I really doubted myself, like if archery was the right thing. But yeah, so that might be coming. But for so far, of course, you've thought about it, like what if I didn't do archery, or what if I stop archery, but never seriously thought about stopping. I just started actually.
Yeah. How do you set stabilizer weight? You have to, when you're deciding your stabilizer weight, you want to try, see what feels good with your bow and with your shot, see what feels good with aiming, and then think about if you put a lot of weight on your bow, you might lift your shoulder up and have a lot of tension in your left shoulder. So you want to find a balance in all of those things. Yeah. And it's there is no good or bad. It's just something that fits you or it doesn't fit you. Like I said, I've named an example before, Kang Chia Young. She is not shooting pretty much any weight on her bow compared to what the weight we shoot. but that doesn't mean that she's not precise. It's just a matter of taste and a matter of practice.
Personal preference.
Personal preference is a very big thing.
Heavy bow, but
Yeah, that's what I.
oh, that's it. Go so full. Keep it up. Thank you. We will. We are working on it. It's getting bigger. It's getting more fun.
Gijs is very excited, as you can see. Which is preferable? Tungsten point 120 or 140 grain? I shoot 110 grains.
I'm shooting 120, but I feel like 140 is kind of unnecessary for recurve, maybe.
Yeah, I think you don't want to make such a heavy arrow for recurve because you'll get a lot of low shots because the energy you put into the arrow with a bad shot is pretty much never more than the energy you put into the arrow with a good shot. So if you take energy out of the arrow more than you put into it, a heavy arrow will make the mistakes bigger.
Yeah, so on that thing, you might rather want to shoot a 110 grain or 100 grain point, although like a lighter point is gonna like make your arrow drift more in the wind. So yeah.
Somebody's asking me or us, how can I choose the perfect stabilizers for my bow? And he is giving us a lot of specifics, but there is no formula to how to pick the right stabilizers for your bow. It's just a matter of trying some and trying to recognize what is wrong with the ones that you're shooting right now, because you're saying they vibrate a lot. It can be the tiller of your bow. It can
tuning, overall tuning.
It can be overall tuning and the thickness of your string. Like there's so many variables that like there's no way of saying like you should get this or you should get this and that's the best one that you can get. You're asking or you're saying I was thinking about buying doinkers, and I'm a fan of doinkers and I shoot them myself, but there's other good brands out there as well that you might want to try as well.
Yes, so maybe just walk up to like Archery in your club, ask if you can use their stabilizers. Just try a lot and then make your own choice.
Somebody is asking twice if we have any favorite Indian archers, but to be honest, I think all of them are pretty cool guys, and I have no favorite between them. So, yeah, and I'm not that familiar with many Indian archers. I just know the ones that show up at World Cups.
Have you done any other sports except for archery?
Yes, actually.
You did volleyball? No.
Yeah, I did volleyball, badminton. I had field hockey for a brief time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I've tried a lot of sports, but I've never really been a member. I did judo, but that was only a couple months. But most of the time when I was doing a sport, I found it too competitive, and I just realized that archery is something that you can make as competitive as you want yourself. And in the end, you'll always be competing against yourself, which was something I was really drawn to.
I played football for a long time.
Soccer, if you're from the US.
Football. We're calling it football here. And I played tennis for a long time. So football, I think, for 8-9 years. Tennis for 8-9 years. And I was looking to get into ice skating, like speed skating. Then I fell and my knees were completely messed up, so I couldn't really speed skate anymore. And then I kind of got into archery by accident, and now I'm stuck here.
Somebody's saying you should get a period correct sight for your old GM like Damian has, but I do. The HEF Safari is period correct, and
I need one.
Okay.
I still need a good sight. So if someone has a good sight laying around.
I was not done yet.
No, I was with your story.
I also have a T-type sight lying around, and I have a original Shibuya sight, one of the first tip turn sights, and yeah, that's like I have 3 sights that are periodically correct and or periodically correct. And yeah, the AGF looks new, but it isn't. It's a used site, and it might look new because they still make it, and but it was around in the 90s as well, so it is correct to the era. And I shot with it because when Erwin, the guy who I borrowed the GM from at the memorial competition, So when he last shot, I think he shot with an AGF sight as well. Somebody has an Arten Olympic lying around. That's basically the AGF Safari, but from Scotland, I think, and he used it in the 80s. I saw some other questions.
So about the Arten Olympic laying around, just send us a message. If trouble might be interested.
Do you drink or smoke? I am an occasional drinker, but I never smoked.
As in after the season, it's nice to go out and have grab a beer with another team. But I've never smoked, never touched a cigarette.
No, I have because my one of my parents smoked when I was a kid, so I have touched cigarettes, but only to put them away so I could sit in a certain chair where they were lying or something. What do you think about Brady's tab? I think it's a good looking tab, and I like the idea behind it. But when I shot with it, I've shot a couple arrows with it, and it didn't really fit my hand or my technique. So I stuck with the Fairweather because I feel like that fits better with my shooting. What's the best treatment when you injure your fingers from shooting? Have you ever had that problem? Shoot less, or oh, sorry, Quintus. I saw your question, but I looked over it, so I'll answer it. The best treatment for your fingers is basically there is no you do this and you get rid of the pain.
No.
If you really have a lot of pain in your fingers, you should reduce either your poundage or the volume of arrows that you shoot.
And might look at the tab, your leather thickness.
Look at the thickness of your leather.
So if you increase it, you'll have a bit less feeling with your shooting itself, but you'll maybe have less pain in your fingers.
There's also your technique. How is your string on your fingers? Is it in the joints? Is it on the tips? This is also something you should try stuff with. And for the rest, I don't know. It's just a matter of maintaining your finger health by removing excessive callus. It sounds counterproductive, but if you have too much callus, it might rub the two layers of skin and form blisters, and that's it's very painful. So Quintus asked, I looked over his question the first time. He said, how tightly packed is your tournament schedule for the indoor season? Mine isn't, because I am preparing for the Olympics and I don't want to do too much indoor. On the other hand, I am going to do Kings of Archery, and I'm happy and excited to go there. So Kings of Archery in Eindhoven in November. And you said you were going to GT Open?
GT Open, so that's 1 week after the JVD Open, but not too busy. Like your last outdoor season has been a rush.
Yeah, my outdoor season has been ridiculous.
It's been ridiculous. Mine has been really long. So I started with the first World Cup, and then I went on to the Youth World Championships. And actually right now it's still going. So I'm going to take a break and then take it easy. And then prepare for next outdoor season.
Let's see. How to cure shoulder pain. That's
the same as your fingers. Reduce volume, reduce your poundage. Check up your technique if it's right, if there's nothing weird going on. And then, look for a suitable solution.
Somebody says, would switching to a Fairweather tab be difficult after shooting with a palm plate for a few years? No, because I did that too. I shot a Vivix tab with a palm plate, and after that I switched to the Fairweather, and I've never had any problems with it.
I shot the KSL with a palm tab, or like a palm plate, and no problems at all.
How strong are your limbs? My limbs are 46 pounds, which means I shoot just over 50 pounds on the fingers. Chef needs to eat more pineapple pizza, which is a definite no, and I will not do that.
I'm gonna ban everyone.
If you start talking about pineapple pizza more, we'll probably remove the comments. Let's see.
I reported your comments.
Will you shoot the indoor lowlands on the 29th of September? If this is the one in Sint Oederode, I might, because that's my club. For the rest, I'm not interested in
Where's the schedule for the indoor lowlands actually? Because I'm really interested in it and I haven't found it so far. So if it's somewhere, can someone just drop a link here if it's somewhere in line?
Let's see.
And especially physical training for getting more better in shooting.
Yes.
Not super like special or specific, just overall strength training that makes sure like having a better shape.
And we have a strength coach that gets paid to tell us what to do, to tell us what to do and to make schedules. So I don't think it would be fair to just line them out on the table right here, because that's it's his job, and it would be very unfair of us. How thick are your bowstrings? I think mine is 20 threads of 652 Spectra, which is the same as 26 threads of 8190 or 22 threads of 8125 from the top of my head.
I have 8190G, like new version without the white wire going on, and it's 24 strands. I don't know what it compares to.
No idea.
Do you shoot arrowhead?
What?
I think you mean broadhead.
Field. No, field. I
think arrowhead, like the format.
Yeah, I think arrowhead means field.
No.
I have done in the past, but I don't have enough time to prepare properly for field. So yeah, it just takes more time. You have to get all the distances. You have to make sure that your plunger and sight are set up correctly. So for me, it's just it's a time thing. How do you check your finger size for a Fairweather tab? This is a good one, and I will show you.
Yeah.
So Gijs will answer some more questions.
Yeah. So Jeff's gonna show you how to measure your finger. There's on the website from Fairweather Archery. There's a guide to, and it tells you how to do it. Jeff will show you in a minute. So other questions? And a special diet plan? No. It's important that you keep like a balanced diet. So you don't want to eat super like a lot of carbs or a lot of proteins. You want to keep it like balanced, so your energy level is as balanced as possible. So you have like a super like sustainable, steady balance throughout the day. Yeah.
The Fairweather tab. I feel like this needs some addressing.
So there, yeah.
I have a ribbon of paper. Because a ribbon of paper is more accurate than a piece of string. Then you basically you put the ribbon on your finger and turn it around until it's tightly wrapped around your finger, like so. And then you can see that there's an overlap.
I can't get the camera closer.
So at the overlap, you just mark it. So right there, like so, you can see that there's a marking, and then the distance from the end of the paper until the marking you can measure, and then by measuring this, there's a guide on fairweatherarchery.com, which Gijs is going to show in a minute. Or
I'm gonna drop it in the comments.
Yeah. So yeah, this distance translates to a size of spacer ring, and I find that typically it's correct. And yeah. So
right here in the comment box in the chat, you can see the link. You can check your size right there. Where do you train every day? We've made a vlog about our training center. We have a national training center where our program, with Mick still in the team. I'm gonna just drop that link too.
Gijs is dropping all the links.
I'm dropping the links.
At what point do you think is a good indicator to move up in pounds for limbs? When you feel like you're shooting too light or not reaching a certain distance, and you can hold your bow for like a good amount of time. Let's see.
So
the number of arrows a day, that depends on the day. Like
somewhere in between 150 and 300, I would say.
Yeah, that's a good indicator.
So 150 is like a minimum, at least for me. unless like I don't
don't
really
care.
want to shoot. And then 300 is like my physical maximum, 330, something like that.
Let's see.
What's your most embarrassing moment in archery? I said the wrong target. Most embarrassing.
Gijs is just
Yeah, I'm
walking
I'm walking
embarrassment.
down all the things.
I think we answered this in an earlier Q&A. You
Yeah.
you shot an arrow too many, I think, or an arrow not enough arrows or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot to shoot one arrow,
Yeah.
but 2 times in one competition, and I still shot my personal best. I was like so confused that it was going so well. That was back in 2015. I was so confused that it went so well because it was like way better. Like I shot way better. It was under 70 meters, way better than I expected, and I was just kind of not in the zone with my mind, and then I just forgot to shoot 2 arrows. Still shot a personal best.
And I recently was on some sort of World Cup stage, and then my quiver just dropped from my ass.
Good video. Good video.
Is it possible to create bow meme and do meme review on that? I think PewDiePie would sue us.
You can.
You can.
Yeah,
And you
tag us in it on Instagram or Facebook. We'll share it because that's like super cool. We just don't have the time for it.
Yeah.
But there's like this page on Instagram, archery memes, and there are like some really enjoyable ones, and it's super funny. But I feel like archery world needs like some
Yeah,
people
we need
create
more
memes.
memes. People need to create more memes.
Yes. So if you feel like the one to create memes,
Yeah.
go ahead, share them with us. We'll share them.
Somebody's asking how to check your bow control, and just for the record, we see your questions even if you don't put 3 to 5 question marks behind it, 6 even last time. I don't know how to check your bow control because I don't exactly know what you mean with bow control. If you're not shooting too heavy, pull your bow back for 10 seconds.
In between 12 and 15, I think.
Okay, 12 and 15. I'm doing it the old school way. I suppose Gijs has some
Yeah,
method.
it was in the video from Goktuk, from what archery like last week or something.
Okay.
Whatever.
A
few seconds.
This is something I learned 15 years ago. If you pull back your bow for 10 seconds and then after that let it down and pull it back again for 10 seconds, if you do this 7 times and still are able to keep your arrow point at the clicker in a controlled manner, I think you're fine. That's how I check at least. Have you ever shot on a practice day in very harsh weather? Yes.
Yesterday.
Many times. If you don't practice when the weather is bad, you will never get good results in a competition with bad weather. How do you deal with the fact that in the future you might not be shooting good enough to make a living out of it, and do you have a backup plan? I have no idea, and no.
I have a backup plan. I can go back to study. I finished my school recently, so I kind of have a backup. And actually, for me, I thought about it, and it motivates me because it kind of makes me feel like I have nothing to lose. Just give it my best and see where we end up.
What motivates you to shoot? Are you doing something to push yourself to practice? No. If I feel like I feel the need to push myself, I am not on the right track. But that's very personal for me.
I feel like everyone, you can call it push yourself, or everyone in our team at least really wants to become like a better archer, like shoot more arrows in the middle, which is like the goal of archery. Just shoot more arrows in the middle yourself. But we have a really good team going on, and I think that like on the background kind of we push each other, like not as in pushing each other, but you look left and you look right and you see others like doing really well, and that motivates you to also like do really well, for me at least.
How to be confident in a tournament. Being confident in the tournament is basically just common sense. If you're not confident in the tournament, it's often because you feel like you have the need to prove yourself to people, or to prove something to somebody else. But remember that you're just there for yourself and for your own pleasure, and don't make it too difficult for yourself.
No. Set clear goals for yourself, and when you reach those goals, be like happy with it, even though other people tell you like something else. If you don't reach the goals, then just try to improve next time.
What amount of time do you spend shooting a day on average? Between 2 and 5 hours, maybe a little more on some days.
Yeah.
It depends. Like if it's a nice summer day and you don't have anything else to do, you might be there from 9 to 6 or whatever, and just shoot and have a couple breaks in between. But if it's like a really rough training day, it's like you have a couple blocks of training and you don't stretch it. And in my case, it means that some days I feel like shooting 2 hours, and some days I feel like shooting 10 hours. There's no hard cut. I don't know how you feel about this.
Same as you actually. Yeah.
What drill or exercise in training do you find most helpful? My trainings are all drills and exercises. At least that's how it feels. When I'm shooting in a training, I am, like I said before, I'll find a subject of training. So sometimes it'll be rhythm, or sometimes it'll be tension in my left hand, or it can be a certain thing, and I'll just shoot and focus on that one thing and look for the pattern that my arrows are getting and try to learn from that and save that information. So yeah, all of the trainings are a certain drill. Then again, something that I also try to do every once in a while is to shoot from air pillows or air mattresses or something like an unstable surface, just to
mix it up a bit.
Yeah, mix it up and learn from that as well.
What's the best 720 at 70 meter score you've ever shot? In training or competition? I think in training yours has been 700.
703.
703.
Yeah, 703 in training and 692 in competition.
Mine is in competition 670 and in training 690.
Not bad.
Recently.
Worst injuries?
I've had, like, beginning of this year, I had the injury in my shoulder. I don't know exactly what it was. It was just a muscle was hesitating
You could lift your bow, right?
I could hold my bow like this, and then I couldn't really get past this. And then when I was here, it was fine. And when I pulled back, this would hurt, and here it was fine too. And then when I would catch my bow after the shot, it will hurt again. So I got that injury when it was my shooting was really good, and then we had internationals on a Saturday, and I got the injury on the Thursday, and I really wanted to shoot. Then I decided to shoot nationals, which basically messed up my shoulder even more. And then we went off to Las Vegas for the Vegas shoot. And I had a hard time there because I just messed up my shoulder because I made a bad decision. And it took me some time to get back into archery, get back into good shooting, get confident again. And that took too long. So that was my worst one.
Yeah, my worst one was bursitis last year. I had my bursa was inflamed, and I couldn't pull back my bow for a while, and I couldn't lift my arm above my shoulder. And every time my arm was in the same position for a couple minutes, it would start hurting. So I slept really bad as well. So yeah, that was pretty bad because I got really tired from not sleeping, and then the injury was very annoying for my shooting as well.
Yeah. Can you convince Jaap to make wood ILF limbs? That would be actually cool. Homemade ILF limbs.
I think I would be able to convince Jaap to build them if people would buy more bows of him, so he would have more time to do other stuff.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
Yeah,
we need to talk to you, guys.
Actually, I don't know if there's any traditional shooters watching, or if we have any, or gonna watch. But Jaap actually makes very nice looking and very nice shooting wooden bows, and they're definitely worth a look. So on Instagram,
and they're for sale.
They're for sale. So if you would like to have a very high-end, fast, nice shooting wooden bow, go to @thejaapbolt on Instagram, and what's he doing with the knife?
Yeah.
So go to
That's
the
the guy.
Bolt on Instagram and look at the bows that he has up for sale. And I think they're definitely worth it because they're very, very cool.
And if you buy a bow from him, he's gonna be able to make a
More-
living out of that, and
more
gonna put more
content.
time into trouble, and it's gonna there's just gonna be more content. So
Yeah.
it's a win-win situation.
So it's not only getting a bow, but it's also like
Supporting triple trouble.
Yeah.
Because we run out of time sometimes. And how do you recover from a bad day mentally? Talk to people that like kind of keep your head of archery and like your mind of archery. So I try to talk to people I enjoy talking to, get my mind of archery, do some schoolwork, and go for it next day.
yeah, I think talking to people is a very good thing, just in general. And I want to take this opportunity to also address mental health in general. If you are ever struggling with anything, go to somebody and talk to people, because I've struggled with mental health in the past, and there's some cases in our archery world of people who struggle with mental issues, and it's always better to talk to people and do something else than archery if you're not feeling in the right mood to do archery. So find help and don't do anything severe.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Don't overdo archery. So if you're having a bad day and you try to kind of force it to be good again, don't do that. Just take a break. Go do something like else. Go for a run. Go for something that you enjoy too, and then go back with a nice clean look at archery.
And try to see everything in perspective. So archery might be our job, but it might not be yours. And even if it is, it's not the end of the world if you shoot an 8, or it's not the end of the world if you shoot a bad shot. So even if you have a bad day or a bad couple of arrows, just remember that it's just a game, essentially. You're just trying to get arrows into the middle, and then you'll take them out anyways.
Everyone has bad days,
Yeah.
even the best in the world. Just take a break and try again the next day, because like your level of archery won't be lost in one day.
Yeah.
You will always get it back. Sounds like a job for Grizzly Jim when we're talking about the
ILF limbs.
ILF limbs, I think.
Sounds like a job for Grizzly Jim to buy a bow off.
Yeah, Grizzly Jim.
Yeah. Jim. Well, actually, we are planning, and this is something that's in the works on the background. We are planning to drive to Birmingham, England, at the end of this year, and spend some time with Grizzly Jim to see what he's all about, and to make some nice videos and have a good time. So, yeah. Does equipment really matter for shooting good scores? Yes and no. Equipment really matters, as in it should fit you, and you should be happy with the stuff you're shooting. But if you are shooting an older bow or like a lower level bow, but you can still tune it properly, I don't think it matters that much. So
let's connect this one Let's connect this one to the question: what happened to the Hoyt Radian? You shot at Biter.
Yeah, so I have a Hoyt Radian, which is a bow from the mid-90s, and I shot it at Biter earlier this year, or was it last year?
This year, start of this year.
Yeah, so it was the start of this year, and I shot it at Biter. I put some ACEs on and gave it a rough tune. And I know it's indoors and 70 meters indoors is much easier, but I shot a 350 with it, and it had some quattros in, so the limbs were not from that era. But what I'm trying to say is, don't just throw away your bow because you think that the bow from next year might give you more points immediately. It might be like I'm happy with like I have the two bows here, and like I'm happy with the Formula X, but I'm also happy I have the XI now, because then I can try some more with the limb settings, and I'm very thankful that I have this possibility. But don't get a second mortgage just to get the new bow. If you're not in a comfortable situation financially, you shouldn't invest in stuff that won't help you at all. So
yeah. Let's do a few last questions, because I should go head home soon. We have nationals tomorrow.
Very early morning tomorrow. So
yes.
Last couple of questions. Let's see.
Shoot with 2 other people. Who would they be? I know.
Good answer.
Him, myself, and I.
I would probably pick, let's say, Brady Ellison and Matt Gazos from this
Yeah, so like
this year.
on the one hand, I would say Matt and Brady because I think you can learn a lot from them. For like a nice training, I would say just people you really enjoy to be with.
Yeah.
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 Good night, Netherlands. Wish you all the good luck
Yeah.
at the games. Yeah. Good night, everyone. We're gonna head for bed and try our best tomorrow. No, try our best tomorrow.
Gijs is tired.
I'm tired. And thank you everyone for watching, for spending this time with us.
Yeah.
We've been talking for 1.5 hours straight.
Nearly 1.5 hours.
So if you like this, if you want us to do this more often, let us know, because it's easy effort. You can just sit down and talk a bit with you guys, and I think it's nice for you and it's nice for us, and it's a win-win situation. Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
And also we need 22 more subscribers till the 8,000.
So grab your friends, grab your grandmas and grandpas. Doesn't matter. Anybody who has a YouTube account can subscribe to us, and then we'll have 8,000 subscribers.
Which is super cool.
Yeah, super cool. And thank you for subscribing to us. And just very grateful for
the platform.
Yeah, the platform, and all of you guys for being here.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Good night, or good morning, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. And see you next time.
See you soon.
Bye.
Peace out.